What's up guys, Coach Gigi here, and this video I want to talk to you about cluster sets, what it is and how you can integrate it within your training routine. A cluster set takes a traditional working set. In our case, we're going to use a lat pull down exercise, and let's say we have 3 sets of 10 repetitions each. Okay, so cluster set means we're going to take this full set of 10 repetitions and we're going to break it down into 5 smaller mini sets. So we're going to take a full traditional set, which is 10 repetitions, and we're going to break it down into smaller mini sets. In this case, we're going to do 5 sets of 2 repetitions each, and we're going to have a short rest period of time between 10 seconds to 30 seconds. On the traditional set, you do your 10 reps fully, and then you're going to have a rest of 60 to 90 seconds. Or it depends how much rest period is written in the program. On the cluster set, we're going to take between 10 to 30 seconds rest between each mini set. Now, the idea of doing cluster sets is to allow us to lift heavier loads while maintaining a better rep quality, bigger force output, and a better technique compared with the traditional set where you're doing continuous 10 repetitions, as an example in our case here, and a better technique than the normal traditional set where you're doing a continuously 10 repetitions. But one thing to keep in mind when you're doing cluster sets and you're doing 2 repetitions, is not like when you're doing 10 repetitions with the maximum load and you can rest for 2-3 minutes and then you can lift that maximum load again. Here you're gonna go a little more weight than you're gonna do normally for 10 repetitions straight. Let's take an example. Okay, we go lat pull down, we have 3 sets, 10 repetitions each, and for each 10 repetitions your load is 50 kilograms. You rest for 60 to 90 seconds, you go set 2, again 10 repetitions, 50 kilograms. Okay, that means we're gonna have for each set 500 kilograms. In total, at the end of doing 3 sets of 10 repetitions each using a 50 kilograms load, we're gonna have 1,500 kilograms lifted, right? Now, let's look on the cluster sets. Let's say you'll be able to do heavier load because you go only 2 reps and you rest in between 15 to 30 seconds. As an example, let's say you rest 30 seconds, okay? Use your timer. You finish 2 reps, use your timer, rest for 30 seconds, again, rest for 30 seconds, 3rd set, rest for 30 seconds, 4th set, rest for 30 seconds, 5th set, and then you rest for 60-90 seconds, and then you move on to the 2nd set, again the same thing, you rest again 60-90 seconds, you move on to the 3rd set, and then that's all. Then you finish the exercise, okay? Now, here, let's say you do 65 kilograms. So if you have 65 kilograms doing for 10 repetitions, in total it's going to be 650 kilograms for 10 repetitions, which is 150 more than per set, more than the first example with the traditional set of 10 repetitions, okay? And at the end, we're going to reach to lift 450 kilograms more than we did with the traditional set. So cluster sets is a great training method to integrate within your training routine, sometimes where you want to lift heavier loads and to get the most out of your workout or your some exercises, right? But you can use it strategically within your training routine to help you improve your strength and to progress overall. Now you need to understand that a true 1RM normally requires much longer recovery, often several minutes, to replace the maximum performance. So even though the mini sets are short, you still need to select a weight you can maintain safely across all 5 clusters. So cluster sets are not mean that you can use the weight you've been using for 1 rep max or so. You just need to make sure that you chose the weight that allows you to do 2 reps, but also to finish all 5 sets, as in this example. Okay, if you choose heavier load, you rest for 15-30 seconds, then you won't be able to do the 2nd reps because it's too heavy. then there's no point of the weight. It's too much. So you need to make sure the weight you choose the weight that allows you to do all 5 sets for each 2 reps. Okay, properly with good technique. Okay, no ego lifting. So keep in mind that